So I think the angle here, Sam, is Carlos Corberan, isn't it? Because you would have been forgiven for thinking West Brom as a club kind of trended down since relegation, parachute payments run out. But their league position does not change under Carlos Corberan.
Mm.
How does he do it? And is there an argument? I know you can kind of argue, maybe you look at Oxford and Derby's league position at the moment, but you can kind of argue the best performing manager, pound for pound, in the Championship is probably Carlos Corberan, isn't it? Do you want to
Mm.
elaborate?
Well, I think, when you're kind of discussing him and his strengths and his ability to set up a team, you kind of immediately think back to Huddersfield and the way that they overachieved, and the way I think that he set up his team to counteract really better opposition, better teams with more quality in their lineups, and he found a way, I think, to disrupt. Brilliant game plans. I remember how good they were from set pieces as well, for example. So we knew he was a clever manager, and I think, as you alluded to there, the conditions that he's been working in at the Hawthorns, obviously, he's been hindered to a degree for a period there. Had to work with one arm tied behind his back. But now I think you're seeing obviously the fruits of his labour, and also you're seeing a much improved squad, I believe. I think, we spoke last week about the teams that have done really good business, the clubs that have done really good business. All of a sudden, West Bromwich Albion are right up at the top of that list. I think when you look at the depth of the squad they've put together with the likes of Dobbin and Rakic. I mean, Devante Cole's not even had a kick as of yet, really. Mikey Johnson obviously will be the most obvious
Cool.
one that they brought in the last few days, considering what he did last year. So, and the signings that are playing and the players that remain look to be improving. Look at Madja, look at Carlon Grant, the start that he's had to the season. Someone who has probably been much maligned. What's his best position? We've not probably talked about him in glowing terms since he was at Charlton, alongside Lyle Taylor for that period. So, yeah, it's been a terrific start to the season, but I'd probably echo your sentiment here on the spot. I can't think of anyone else I'd probably want really in the second tier if you're taking over a club with the aspirations maybe over a few seasons to make the jump into the Premier League. He would be right there. And just finally, I mean, Saturday was for 45 minutes. I mean, that was as good as it gets, really. I mean, the statistics back it up as well, but they were relentless in that first half. 12 shots to 1 against
In one
Swansea
half.
in one half, and it was a blocked shot. I mean, it was total domination from West Brom. Scored a really tidy goal again, which we'll speak about later. I
Mm.
suppose the one doubt in my mind a little is if anything happened to Madja. I think Madja could be a real difference maker this year, and he does tire late in games. And just spoke about maybe a shortness in, I don't know, fitness maybe, or he's just not given Devante Cole an opportunity really yet. So they've got DK to come back, but I think they probably still would have liked to do another one just to safeguard their position around the top six. But you can't not be impressed with what they've done. And again, let's focus on the positive. Madja, in form, he could get them 20 goals. And that's something that we probably haven't said about West Brom the last few years.
Brilliant. The silly thing with me, Sam, is I've always thought Corberan was a brilliant manager, but I always kind of think, oh, West Brom, this season they're going to drop off, and they never do. So West Brom are Parkin's pick.